What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and welcome to another episode of Yugioh Chat. Now first off, let me give a couple of quick shout outs, the first one being to LaDemon99, the second one going out to RookuSan, the third one going out to FireDarkProductions, and the fourth one going out to BlackwingBetter. Now if you guys could check out their channels, I'm going to have the links to them down in the description bar below, as well as in annotations somewhere on the screen. I'm sure any kind of help and feedback would be most appreciated by these gentlemen. With that kind of said out of the way, I'd like to get on to this week's discussion, and that's on flip effect monsters. Now, at one point, flip effect monsters were the dominant type in Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember so many decks almost maxing out the amount of flip effects. People would be playing the max amount of Noblemen of Crossouts as well, and then once Shield Crush came out, people would be playing Shield Crushes and everything. In fact, people were taking in stuff like Big Shield Gardna because Shield Crush and Noblemen of Crossout and all these kind of cards were being so heavily played. So what happened? What happened to flip effect monsters? What made them go the way of the dodo bird? What made duelists finally say, you know what, I'm not waiting for this monster to get flipped, I want an effect now? Well, let's take a look back. What is so wrong with flip effect monsters? Well, I think the biggest change to the game that made flip effect monsters see less play was synchros. Once synchro summoning came out, you didn't actually have to wait a turn to get a big monster out. When flip effects were really popular, cards like the Monarchs or Jinzo or stuff like that was really the biggest and the best way to get a big beater or a big monster on the field. Cards like Dark Hole and whatnot were not around, so you didn't have to worry about your opponent dark holing all your monsters off the field. The best they could do is maybe smashing ground a face up one. So setting a monster face down, waiting a turn, and if they weren't able to destroy it, flipping it up, getting an awesome effect, and then sacking for a Monarch was really the best way to go. Or maybe even sacking for your Jinzo, so they couldn't even activate a trap on you. So if you flip up your Dekawichi, draw a card, sack it for Archaeus, remove one of their face downs, you're in a really good position now. So, what happened? Synchros come along, all of a sudden, you don't have to wait that extra turn for you to get a big monster out. Now, you can just summon, synchro, big monster. So, with that kind of said, what does flip effects have to offer for the game now? What can flip effects do? Well, people have been so afraid of Tsukiyomi making flip effects unstoppable that it remained on the ban list or forbidden list for format after format. Finally, Konami has given us Tsukiyomi back. People were like, oh, here comes flip effect monsters. They're going to be everywhere once again. What happens though? No flip effect monsters in any kind of top tier deck. I don't think there's even any massive flip effect monsters being used in any deck really. The only deck that really utilizes flip effects still is Gravekeepers. And Tsukiyomi may find a place in there. There may be a place for Tsukiyomi in some other kind of random decks. But is flip effects really a problem? If that's true, if flip effects are still so slow that they can't really combat with synchros and now exceeding, what's the problem with taking some of the other, big problem flip effect monsters and making them a little more accessible? Cards like Magician of Faith. Is Magician of Faith really too bad to come back? Is Magician of Faith so horrible that you can't get it back? With Tsukiyomi back, I think that kind of taught us that maybe we should revisit some of these old cards that have been on the forbidden list for format after format after format. Maybe it's okay to take them off. Maybe it's okay to kind of let them come off for a format and see what happens. I think if anything, that's what Tsukiyomi has taught us. That the forbidden list does not have to be so set in stone. That cards can come off. That maybe archetypes like flip effects aren't so bad. Maybe they just can come back. In the comment section below, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on flip effect monsters? Do they still have a good place in our game? Is there a way for them to make a comeback? Should Magician of Faith come off the forbidden list? Let me know what you guys think. And I guess that's it for this week. This is GalacticGod, out.